The most anticipated earnings releases for the week of March 11, 2024. Presented by earningswhispers. The number of companies scheduled to report earnings this week isn't decreasing much, but the total market cap of those reporting is about half of those that reported last week. Furthermore, roughly half the market cap of the companies reporting this week is in just two names, Oracle and Adobe. You won't have to wait too long for Oracle's results, with the company reporting after the close on Monday. Sentiment was rather excessive back in June when the stock rallied up above $120, and the stock has yet to overcome that excess bullishness. That currently puts a strong shelf of resistance around $120. Around the same time Oracle reports, we will get results from Asana, which has sentiment swung to the other side of the pendulum. That doesn't mean much yet, because sentiment has been around this level for almost 2 years now, but earnings have been trending higher for the past year, and if that trend continues, it will eventually pull shares of Asana out of a long base. Investors and traders are most interested in Archer-Daniels-Midland's earnings on Tuesday, after the company pre-announced weak results in January. There isn't much positive expected to come from the report, so a not as bad as feared results could be good news for the stock. That's not the expectation though, and, in fact, with accounting issues looming over the company, there is likely more trouble ahead. OnRunning, on the other hand, has tracked well and is taking market share from Nike, but investors aren't buying into the story and short interest has been climbing going into earnings. It is still a young stock, so we can't read too much into it, but short interest is currently at its highest level since its IPO in late 2021. UiPath's IPO was about 6 months before OnRunning's, and it cites short interest peaked just before its early September earnings release. Since then, the stock has broken above $19, which was an area of resistance for a year while short interest was building. Now the short sellers have covered their position, making that gap from last quarter rather important. SentinelOne also has an unfilled earnings gap and has positive trends, but AI and cybersecurity, while being a leader during the quarter, have also been among the most volatile this earnings season. So trade accordingly. The results you care about the most this week are Adobe's, which until shown otherwise, has a double top. Of course, earnings could change that, but don't look for this quarter's results to give us the story. The focus will be on next quarter's results because analysts' estimates currently call for earnings peaking in the fiscal first quarter. Just before Adobe reports on Thursday, we'll get blinkcharging's results. It too will be less about the most recent quarter, because the company already pre-announced positive results. Right now the fundamental trends appear positive, but this is still a penny stock in one of the weakest sectors in the market. So we're not touching it. Jabil has had mainly red arrows of late, but after pre-announcing negative results last quarter, the stock gapped higher despite missing expectations and now has the 140 area as support to fall back on, in case there is another red arrow Friday morning. There was a time when 24 analysts were covering Groupon, but now we are really down to just 2. Sean McGowan at Roth and Eric Sheridan at Goldman. The former is a bull and the latter is a bear. Take your pick. Smaller cap stocks have more volatility, so we have a lot of volatility on the docket for this week. And throw in a late Friday sell-off in the market, and we have even more elevated volatility priced in. The most interesting of these, at least for us, is Zim Integrated Shipping. The company is based in Israel, so it is both at risk and benefiting from the environment around it. Since its last earnings release, though, estimates have bottomed and higher shipping costs have the potential to continue the trend in earnings estimates. Short sellers, on the other hand, started shorting the stock after the company's last earnings release and have been adding to those positions as earnings estimates were revised higher and the stock has recovered from their lows. Now, short interest is at an all-time high for the stock, but it too had a 2021 IPO. I've said recently that fourth quarter earnings season never ends, which of course isn't true, but it feels like it because we won't really get a break until the beginning of April, and now, as the calendar shifts out, I spy with my little eye the start of first quarter earnings season, with the banks kicking this off on Friday, April 12th. Shh.